Hi guys, welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a fun one for today. We've got a little inline email form here where we can collect a name and an email address and they can send it off right here. And this will stay inline on tablet if I hit my F12 key. Here it is on iPad. It's staying inline on an iPad here. On a phone, we're going to stack it because there's too much information. So if I change that to a phone here, it's going to be stacked like that. Really easy to do. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. And let's go down to where we want to work. And I'll delete this. We'll start from scratch. I've got a section here, the blue tab. Let's just delete that section and we'll start again. I'm going to hit the little blue button. Add a new section. I'm going to use a regular section on mine. Inside, I'm going to put a single column. Funnily enough, I'm going to use contact form. And there it is. By default, it puts a name, an email, and a message field in there. I don't want the message field today. I just want the email and the name. I find that with these sort of forms, if you're collecting name and email, the less info that you ask them for, the more likely they are to actually put it there for you. If I move this out of the way, we've got a little submit button there, and a little recapture. I'm going to get rid of that recapture. If we just scroll down here, here's the spam protection. I'm going to turn that one off. For a name and email, you don't get much spam for those. Okay. Let's just leave that there for the moment. I'm going to go into the row that it's sitting in, the green tab. I'm going to give it a background. I'm going to make it full width, this row. So green tab for the row. I'm going to go down to background. Always find background under content there. I'm going to give it a crazy red color. That's great. Now to make this row full width, I'm going to go to design, sizing, width right there. I'm going to drag that up to 100%. I'm going to copy the 100%, Control C. I'm going to paste it down below it in the max width. Control V to paste. Or you can just type in 100%, whatever you want to do. We've now got a full width row there. That's great. But our little button on the side there is down at the bottom. And I want this all to be in one row. Or one line, I should say. So let's save this. We'll go back into our little module. And we'll write a little bit of code here. Let's just dock this to one side. Might make it a little bit easier for you to see. So I'm going to go over to my advanced. I'm going to go to custom CSS. In the freeform CSS, I'm going to write selector, which is basically the whole contact form here. So I'll say selector. So I'm going to open and close some curly brackets. Inside, we can tell it what we want to do. Well, I want it to display flex. And that's put those two fields in our line there, but of course our button's still on the bottom. Let's put a semicolon on the end of there. I want it to be in the middle of our little row there, so I'm going to say justify dash content colon center, and we'll put a little semicolon on the end of there. But we want this button up here with those, so let's save what we got and we'll inspect it and get that class name. So I'm going to save draft. I'm going to exit the Visual Builder. I'm going to right click on this and inspect it. I'm using Google Chrome with the inspector tools, but most browsers have this nowadays. I'm going to turn off my responsive devices. And if we pull this up, here it is right here. But the thing we want is the actual ET bottom container here. So I'm going to double click on that. I'm going to copy it and it's a class name, Control C. So let's go back in there and we can make this inline also now. So I'm going to re-enable the Visual Builder. And let's go back into our little module here. We'll go back to where we were, which is over in the advanced custom CSS. Down below our little curly bracket there, I'm going to put this class name in there. All class names have a dot or a period. So there's the dot. I'm going to paste that in there. Let's open and close some more brackets now. I'm going to say float. None, because it was floated to the right, N-O-N-E. And that's jumped it up on the same line. Fantastic. Put a little semicolon there in case we want to add a bit more code. Well, great, but it's not really center. I mean, those two fields are central, but the actual submit buttons made it go a bit over to the right hand side there, so we can adjust that. Go back to our design there, and we'll go down to spacing. I reckon that's taking up, I don't know, about 15% of this form here. So I'm going to, on the left-hand side, going to give it a negative margin of -15 and the percent sign. And that's pulled it back where I think that's fairly central. Obviously, adjust yours to taste there. And I want similar padding top and bottom on this. So while we're in spacing, in the top, let's maybe give it 30 pixels. I think that's too much. Let's give it 20 perhaps. Yeah, and the bottom, I'm fairly happy with that. And I will give it a little left and right. Let's give it 30 left and right. Great. And that button, I want it to stand out a little bit more. So right here we've got button. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to hit the little switch that says custom styles for button. Button text color, I'm going to make that white. Obviously, adjust yours how you wish. That actually works quite well. But I think I'm going to make the button background color black. And let's make the border black also. By default, it puts a 2-pix border on there. And then I'll keep the border color, but when they hover over it, and this is common to all Divi modules, if you hover over the dark writing, you'll see some little icons appear. Here are the thing you want to affect, button background in this case. I'm going to hit the little arrow. Brings up 2 tabs, desktop and hover. Desktop's when the mouse is not on it. I want to leave it just like that. When they put their mouse on it, let's change that background to red so it's just got the white border and the white writing. And I'll change that border color also. On hover to white. Great. Now if we switch back, we've got that when they're not hovering over it. And that when they hover over it. Fantastic. I'm happy with that. Okay, well, I believe this is going to work on tablet and desktop. Not so sure about mobile. So let's hit Save Changes here. We'll take a look. Here we are on desktop. That's fine. Let's take a look on tablet. I'm going to hit the little purple button. Go to tablet view over here. Yeah, that's fine too. Let's take a look on mobile. Yeah, that's not going to work on mobile. So let's readjust that. I'm going to go back to desktop. We'll go back into our little module again here. A little contact form module. And while I'm here, of course, you can give it a title if you want to. You want to have a success message that says message sent. Or whatever you want yours to say. Thanks for reaching out. And a submit button. I'm happy with mine to say submit, but you can put in anything you want there. Of course, the important bit is where you want this to be sent to. And that's your email address, whatever that may be. Message pattern, we've done a whole video on that. Have a look at that video if you want to know how to receive your message pattern. For this thing, it doesn't make much difference because all you're going to get is the name and an email. So that should work for us. Okay, well, we want to adjust it when it's on mobile view. So if we go to advanced here, back to our custom CSS, let's flip to mobile view. I'm going to write a little media query. It's going to put it back to how it was. So I'm going to say at media, screen, and I'm going to open some round brackets. I'm going to choose a size. I'm going to say anything with a max width of, say, 480 pixels. Again, adjust to your taste. Most mobile devices. Then we can open some more curly brackets and tell it anything with a screen of a max width of 480 and smaller. We can write some code. So I'm going to copy our little ET contact bottom float none and put it back to how it was, which is float right. And you can see that button's popped down below. Now the reason this isn't central is we gave it a -15 pixels to center it, or 15% I should say, to center it. We need to just take that away on mobile and it should work for us. So if we go back into our design here, back to our spacing, there's a -15%. Again, common to all Divi modules, roll up over the dark writing. This time we're going to go for the little mobile phone type icon there. If I click on it for mobile, I'm going to put that back to 0. And then our little fields are in line there. Fantastic. So we've got that on mobile. We've got that on tablet, inline. And we've got inline on desktop. Perfect, just what I want. Make sure this is going to work on the front end. We'll save our changes here. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And we'll exit the Visual Builder. And there it is. There's our little inline form. Take a look on tablet. We'll hit my F12. Roll it up a little bit. Get this out of the way. Put my responsive devices on. Here it is on iPhone. That's just what we want. They can click on it, fill it out, submit it. Let's have a look on an iPad. Put the iPad Air there. If I make it a little bit bigger, we got that nice little inline form, and again they can submit like that. Perfect. So there you go, guys. There's how to create an inline form with your little Divi contact form module. Really easy to do, and you see that a lot on sites. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and WebDesignAndTechTips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.